Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Daily Talk, short and easy stories to help you learn English naturally. You know what's fascinating? Studies show that 87% of people define happiness as success and wealth, but research reveals those who prioritize material goals are actually less satisfied with their lives overall.
That's such a striking disconnect between what we think will make us happy and what actually does. What do you think is driving that misconception?
Well, I've been diving into this research lately, and it turns out our brains are literally wired to keep moving the goalposts of happiness. Scientists call it the hedonic treadmill, where we quickly adapt to positive changes and then start craving more.
So you're telling me that even when we get what we want, our brains are already searching for the next thing? That explains so much about modern consumer culture.
Exactly right. And here's what's really interesting. Studies from Harvard's longitudinal happiness research show that people who focus on relationships and personal growth report up to 30% higher life satisfaction compared to those chasing external markers of success.
Hmm, that reminds me of something I read about the blue zones, those regions where people consistently live past 100. They don't chase happiness. They just live in tight knit communities and maintain strong social bonds.
Oh my goodness, yes. And get this. Researchers found that having strong social connections has the same positive impact on life expectancy as quitting smoking. It's literally a matter of life and death.
That's wild. Who would have thought that friendship could be as powerful as major health interventions?
And here's another mind blowing finding. Studies show that spending money on others actually activates more pleasure centers in our brain than spending on ourselves. They call it the helper's high.
Well, that certainly challenges our consumer driven notion of happiness. How does that square with all the marketing telling us to treat ourselves?
You know what's funny about that? Marketing executives actually use our brain's reward system against us. When we see those treat yourself ads, they're tapping into our dopamine response. But dopamine isn't actually the happiness chemical, it's the wanting chemical.
That's such an important distinction. So we're basically being sold the wanting rather than the having.
Precisely. And this brings us to something really fascinating from positive psychology research. There are three distinct types of happiness: pleasure, which is fleeting, engagement, which comes from being in flow, and meaning, which derives from purpose.
Let me guess. Most people are chasing pleasure when they should be focusing on meaning?
Well, the data shows that people who prioritize meaning over pleasure report 30% higher life satisfaction scores. But here's the twist. They also report experiencing more stress and challenges in their daily lives.
That's counterintuitive. So being happier doesn't necessarily mean having an easier life?
Not at all. And this connects to something really interesting from neuroscience. Our brains actually release growth factors when we face and overcome challenges. It's like emotional weightlifting.
So you're saying that some degree of struggle is actually essential for happiness?
The research suggests exactly that. Studies of lottery winners versus people who've overcome significant challenges show that the challenge facers often report higher levels of life satisfaction in the long run.
That really turns our conventional wisdom about happiness on its head, doesn't it?
And here's something else that might surprise people. Mindfulness research shows that simply accepting negative emotions, rather than trying to fight them, can lead to greater overall well being. They call it the paradox of happiness.
That makes me think about how our culture's obsession with positivity might actually be making us less happy.
Oh my goodness, yes. There's actually a term for that: toxic positivity. Research shows that cultures with high expectations for constant happiness tend to have higher rates of depression.
So, what does the science say about actually increasing our baseline happiness?
Well, the research points to what they call the happiness pie chart. About 50% of our happiness is genetic, 10% is circumstantial, and 40% is based on intentional activities and practices.
That's actually pretty encouraging. It means we have significant control over our happiness levels.
Exactly. And the most effective practices aren't what most people think. Regular gratitude practice can increase happiness by up to 25%, while meditation has been shown to physically alter our brain structure in as little as 8 weeks.
Those numbers are pretty compelling. What other practical strategies have researchers identified?
So here's something fascinating. Studies show that simply changing your walking posture to be more upright can increase positive mood by 20%. And spending just 120 minutes in nature per week is linked to significantly higher well being scores.
It's amazing how these relatively simple changes can have such profound effects.
And you know what's really interesting about all this research? It suggests that happiness isn't something we find. It's something we practice like a skill or a muscle we can strengthen over time.
That's such a powerful reframe. It takes happiness out of the realm of luck and puts it into the realm of personal development.
Looking at all this evidence, it seems clear that true happiness isn't about having the perfect life. It's about having the tools and perspective to appreciate and grow from whatever life presents us with.
Well, that certainly gives us all something to think about. And maybe that's the real key, thinking less about being happy and more about being whole.
You know what? That might be the most profound thing we've said all day. True happiness isn't about feeling good all the time. It's about feeling everything fully and finding meaning in the entire experience. Remember, happiness isn't something we find, it's something we create every single day. This is English Daily Talk. See you in the next episode. Why We Feel Lonely.